I watched it there today. Movie notes on Warrior, 2011 film. Watched it today, 26th April 2024. I'm filming this on Friday, 26th April 2024. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. These are my movie notes. I'm showing you the setup because I did not watch this in my room on my laptop this time. I'm dog sitting my little brother, Kona. So, I was down here to keep him company. And here's my description. Is a fiction film about two brothers competing in a mixed martial arts tournament for different reasons with different coaches. Younger brother Tommy for pride and redemption with his dad as his coach of sorts. And older brother Brendan for money with his friend as a coach. So they were very different lifestyles, very different people. Yes, so let's see. The older brother, Brendan, was a physics teacher. They kind of introduced him. He kind of flirts with a cheerleader in his physics class, which was like the only woman in the class, you know, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. But he has a wife too, and like daughters and stuff. But the cheerleader features as front and central in the fling he had or has. He might be having an affair throughout the entire movie, for all I know. Gets as much screen time as the wife, kind of thing. So it's just kind of like, that rubs me the wrong way a little bit. And the money monger, image monger, I was just kind of like, not my type of character. Personally, I resonated more with the younger brother who served in the military and then came back to society and kind of changed his name. All right, because he didn't want what happened when he was in the military, which was all of his squadron got killed, except for him or his whatever group. But he also saved a different guy's life at a different point in time, and so he's competing in the mixed martial arts tournament for like pride for self, but also redemption, right? That he can fight even in this, though he's been through this scenario where everyone he loved was taken from him, kind of thing, except for his father. And so he comes back to society and he lives with his father and trains at a gym and kind of comes to get some attention after he beats up a fighter named Grimes. And yeah, I thought, and they show some clips in here of him doing some road running and his mixed martial arts training, which included a fair amount of boxing. Depending on one's style, mixed martial arts boxing may or may not feature strongly. I was like, in thinking of who am I more like, well, definitely the younger brother. He lived with his dad. I live with my dad currently. And actually, interestingly enough, I saw this. I did not hear about it when it came out. I did not see it came out when it came out. I saw it in 2014 when I was working in a physical volcanology laboratory, shaking rocks. This is a movie I watched then. And I was watching it, and I was a runner, and they had some road running scenes in here for the younger brother, Tommy. And the other brother was more of like, you know, a posh cross-country runner. And I was like, I did not run cross-country in high school. I've not ever run cross-country. I'm a road runner, and I did outdoor track and field. Right, so but I watched this, and I remember being like, inspired by the storyline of Tommy, and not inspired whatsoever for the storyline of Brendan, the older brother. And I live with my dad now, and we've actually worked through some stuff since I moved in with my dad. And I returned to road running, kind of like he returned to fighting, the character Tommy. So I was like, at this point, I'd be like, having seen the movie 8 Mile, this might be like my 8 Mile, so to speak. Right, clearly 8 Mile is not true for the physics teacher whatsoever, but for the war guy more so. And so like this, 8 Mile is not me. This is closer to me. It's younger brother Tommy, who lives with his dad and kind of fights with his dad, and they kind of rekindle their relationship or kindle their relationship for the first time. And I've been through that with road running. You know, I've gotten faster, returned to it living with my dad. Yeah, but I actually returned to road running because of the Tommy character, if that makes sense. Not necessarily because of the movie, right? if Hollywood made the movie it wanted to make, then definitely right, the dad and the Tommy storyline and the rekindling of, well, not rekindling, the building for the first time a super stable structure in a relationship compared to what it was in the past between the son and the dad. As for moving forward, what does this movie mean to me? Well, it'd be interesting. So if I move to Hungary with my soulmate and or soulmates, I'd be interesting if my friend Dominique Sabosly and I, if he decided to teach me to fight and he was my coach or something. I'm definitely more on the side of family. So Dominique Sabosly, my friend Dominique Sabosly is my soulmate. I would be closer in terms of coaching towards Tommy, the younger brother, than Brendan, the older brother, who has his friend. I'm a little bit more family-centric than the physics teacher character. And I have not ever taught nor been a teaching assistant for a class in physics, even though I have a degree in geology and geophysics. I did Earth history, a bunch of swim lessons, years of swim lessons. Did Earth history, a bunch of swim lessons. That was a different year, 5+ years work experience in aquatic sports. I was teaching assistant for home economics, physical education, oceanography a number of times, geology, not physics. So there we go. Those are my movie notes for this viewing. All right, this is one I've watched a number of times, clearly. Entered my life approximately 2014, the time that I had the road running takeaway. I was shaking rocks. So that may not have been the first time, but that was a time in 2014, kind of thing. So there we go. Now you know. I do recommend it. Which character you prefer, if any, I think could be vastly different, right? I think to the upper class viewer, the physics teacher might appeal, but to me it does not. So this is my movie notes on Warrior 2011 film, 26 April 2024 viewing.